So who wears the pants in your relationship? Does that expression make you cringe as much as it does me? I guess it comes from a time when relationship equality wasn't really a thing. And even if we put aside the fact that it absolutely reinforces traditional gender roles and stereotypes, and assuming we could overlook the implication that the person wearing the pants is the male, there's still something really old-fashioned and off about it. What rubs me up the wrong way is that it assumes that there's only one person who by default is the one who holds authority or control in the relationship, and it conveys this idea that this one partner should be in charge, or this one person should lead or has more responsibility than the other. I imagine that in most Western cultures in 2025 that it's a bit outdated, pretty old-fashioned, because we want to believe in relationship equality, that we're a team, that we're a partnership. And I've got a little bit of bad news, because as much as we want to believe in relationship equality, it also means that we don't want to talk about power struggles in relationships, and they exist to varying degrees. We all kind of have them. If we've not met before, my name is Oliver and I'm a marriage and family therapist here in California, and I love helping people grow great relationships, and in particular, helping people grow closer with emotional intimacy. If you're curious about learning more about this topic, consider taking the Care and Intimacy quiz. It's totally free and you get this gorgeous PDF breakdown of your results, and that will help you understand the 4 aspects of your relationship that contribute to emotional intimacy. And I'm going to help you understand the E in the Care quiz. That's the equilibrium score. And this is all about how balance, power, relationship equality impacts emotional intimacy. And if you stick around, you'll understand how important knowing the various ways that power struggles show up in a relationship. So first of all, let's talk about what research is finding out about balance and power in a relationship. Imagine going into Starbucks one day, asking for your usual, your low-fat triple pump chai latte with no foam. What? I live in LA. You pay up, you wait your turn, and you just get given a drip coffee. And you tell the barista that's not what you ordered, and they shrug and say, "This isn't Burger King, you can't have it your way." You would never go back, right? I think part of what makes Starbucks so successful is that we love choice. We love the variety, and some of us love even more that power that comes with being able to customize and refine and really make it your own drink. We like options, we like choice, we like to have a say, but that also means we really don't like it when we ask for something and we don't get heard. So research has shown us that relationship satisfaction isn't actually about having equal power or having all of the choices on the Starbucks menu all the time. What matters more in a relationship is having a voice in your relationship. It's all the things you could order or could ask for and being heard. So a relationship is not about perfect equality, getting what you want all of the time. It's more about knowing that what you say matters and is heard, and the barista is going to do what they can to make that drink happen for you. When we talk about power and equality in relationships, we're talking about knowing that when you do speak your mind, your words have weight. Not because you have power over your partner, but because you have value to your partner, because they're curious about you and are interested in you and want to try and help you. So let's imagine you want to go on a cruise for the holidays and your partner wants to go to Wisconsin to see their great aunt Petunia for 3 weeks. We might not expect automatically to get our own way, but we would hope that our partner can listen to why you want to go on that Michael Bublé Christmas cruise and why that is so important to you. So think about the small choices we all have when we respond to our partner's voice. Leaning into listening, not necessarily agreeing, is where real intimacy is built or broken. But ignoring their voice, not listening at all, really impacts relationship satisfaction. More importantly, if over time you're continuously choosing not to listen to your partner's voice or your voice isn't being heard, your partner will tend to stop sharing their deeper thoughts. They stop expressing their preferences. They might be physically present, but emotionally they begin to withdraw. Not because there's any drama or conflict, but because somewhere along the line, they learned that their voice doesn't really matter. How you go about listening to your partner's voice in everyday moments is with curiosity. So curiosity might have killed the cat, But curiosity in relationship creates connection. Listening to your partner is what is important. You don't necessarily have to agree or change your mind, but listening to what your partner says, wants, wishes for, desires is just as much about being heard as it is about being seen, valued, and known. Being heard and listening to your partner with curiosity in a relationship is deeply connected to relationship satisfaction. And when we don't use it correctly, it can amplify and actually deepen power imbalances. So as much as we want to believe in relationship equality, it's probably an ideal more than it is reality. One of you undoubtedly earns more, knows more, drives better, handle taxes better. There's always going to be something. You're different people, vastly different people sometimes. So there's always going to be some imbalance. And they don't necessarily have to be a problem. Now, sometimes those imbalances are more obvious when there's a big age gap between two people, or someone earns a lot more, or is more successful, or is more social. But even then, not necessarily a problem. But it can be if you're not talking about it. Let me tell you a story about a semi-fictitious couple I'm consulting with another therapist on. We'll call them Maria and James. And Maria is a high-flying executive in the entertainment industry. She works hard, drives a very fancy Tesla, and is a total boss. And James knew all of this when he met her, and it wasn't a problem at first. He was fine with her paying for dinners, not being able to contribute as much to vacations, and he was definitely more than okay with the occasional pair of super expensive sneakers she'd surprise him with once in a while. But over time, James felt more uncomfortable with this. He felt guilty about certain things. And at one point, he started making excuses for not traveling as much with her. Not because he didn't want to, but because he felt uncomfortable with what he could contribute because it was so out of balance. So Maria had more power in that relationship. Financial, for sure. Maybe success was another form of power she wielded. In every relationship, someone's got a little bit more power than the other, but there's two ways that you can use that. I call them reigning and rising. Reigning is when you use your advantages to make unilateral decisions, booking that fancy restaurant because you can afford it, or saying yes to that invite for you both to hang out with your friends because you're just more social. Reigning is a bit like that barista in Starbucks who hands you that drip coffee when you really wanted your triple pump, non-fat, no foam chai latte. Now, in its extreme form, reigning is about misusing that difference, and that can lead to manipulation, abuse, and ultimately the breakdown of relationships. Rising, on the other hand, is completely different. It's using your advantages to help your partner grow and help your relationship. And it starts by talking about, acknowledging, and asking questions about indifferences. Your differences to reign or rise every day in really small moments. If you're more knowledgeable about something than your partner, do you use it to make them feel small or stupid, or do you share what you know to help them grow? If you have more connections than your partner, do you keep them to yourself or do you open doors for both of you? We all have advantages in some areas of our life. I don't think the question is about whether those differences or imbalances exist or not. They just do. The question is more about whether you use those advantages or differences to silence your partner or to amplify it. You have a decision to make whether you're going to use it to reign over someone or help them to rise. But more importantly, I think it's about creating a relationship in which someone can say they feel insecure, uncertain, or uncomfortable with those differences. Relationship equality for me then isn't necessarily about making things equal or pretending that differences don't exist. It's more about creating the space where someone can talk openly about those differences and how it makes them feel. And that's emotional intimacy. I would love for you to go and take the Care and Intimacy quiz. I'll put the link below. I think it's literally one of the things that I'm most proud of making. It's so helpful, so insightful, and I want everybody to be able to benefit from it. And as always, if you found this useful, please let me know by hitting share, like, comment, super like, I don't know, whatever you're supposed to do. I would really appreciate it. It just lets me know that people are interested and want to hear more.